What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Chris, man. I am here at the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. It is June 20th, 2026. My name is Chris Drummond. I am a freelance sports reporter based out of upstate New York here and proprietor of this podcast, Work Hard, Play Harder, where I bring individuals on to talk about their why and get to know them outside of their occupation. I got a very special guest that's on with me today, and she has had a plethora of experience being in sports media, being an anchor, also being a former host of the Golf Channel, and now she's working with Basant Media as well. Her name is Lauren Thompson, and we're going to talk to her about her why of getting into sports, her why of getting into media, but we're also going to ask her some get to know you questions. So without any further ado, I introduce you the wonderful, the talented, and the beautiful Lauren. Welcome to the podcast.
Chris, you are the sweetest. Thank you so much, my friend. It's an honor to be on your podcast. I've seen the videos on YouTube. There's a reason people tune into this. It's fun to get our stories across, right? So I'm looking forward to our chat.
Absolutely. I am too. And this is going to be a fun one. No question about that. My first question to you, Lauren, is the same as it always is with everybody that's on here, as you probably have watched the videos here. And that is, what is your why? Why do you do what you do? Did you have any role models, any inspirations growing up in Florida? But ultimately, what is your why for getting into sports media?
Well, my why, and I think a lot of people who have been doing whatever job they're doing has changed a lot over the
For
years.
sure.
I think I initially got into media. This is going to sound crazy, but on accident. It was supposed to be something that I just did to get myself through college. I was going to get a quote unquote real job at one point.
Sure.
This would just be kind of the fun stuff that paid the bills while I was getting to what I was supposedly supposed to be doing. I was a nursing major through most of college. I think that kind of surprises a lot of people because it is a completely different industry than what I ended up
Yeah.
doing. I loved science growing up. My mom was a science teacher. So slumber parties at my house were a little weird because all my friends wanted to see like what was in the garage because
Right.
it was just these huge pails of like formaldehyde with sheep's brains and cow's eyes and all sorts of like nasty stuff in
Right.
there, so it leaked and it was gross and whatever. But I was always kind of naturally inclined to go the science route. Things changed a lot in college. I ended up diving into marketing, but the whole time I was doing car commercials and fitness infomercials, a little bit of voiceover work at the same time,
Yeah.
but wasn't really taking it too seriously. Then I kind of just had a complete change of heart in college. I think I let one of my professors in anatomy and physiology get under my skin just a little bit too much
Mm.
and decided to change my major completely. However, I do feel like that was a move that was supposed to happen. God's got a sense of humor. You make your own plans and then something else completely different comes along
No
and
question.
and so like you find yourself, being excited about that adrenaline rush. I loved production because I liked I call them healthy nerves. I think you should be nervous before a lot of tapings and a lot of interviews,
Right.
um, as in a lot of sports or just, any job in particular. But initially I did it, I think, just to prove to myself that I could get better, that I could kind of hone my own craft, that I could get through interviews and be like the most prepared person ever and dive into stories any which way, my interview subject would take it, I'd be ready. So I still kind of tend to like over prepare. It's just
Mm.
part of my process. It
Right.
helps me feel like I'm ready for an
For
interview. And
sure.
half the time, you don't even use 90% of the questions of the material that you stayed up all night researching. But,
Right.
at least you got it done and you're ready. Now, my why is more about my kids. I mean, I want to set a good example for them.
Mhm.
I want to be honest with others who want to get into media, whether they want to do actual like on air reporting, if they want to cover broadcasts, if they want to be more on the production side and behind the camera. There's so many routes you can take. But I think it's all about being proud of the product that you're putting out there. And at the end of the day, once everything's said and done, driving home with a smile on your face, knowing like you did everything you could to bring a positive light to that story. I firmly believe that as people in the media, we shouldn't be necessarily the subject of the story. We should tell the story, but also I believe that even those who have a tough story that we're covering, that we should give them the benefit of the doubt and let them explain themselves. We're all humans. I've seen too many analysts and hosts go negative routes with different sports stars and
For
everything. And I
sure.
like to know all different sides of them and where they were coming from at that time in their life, maybe when they were dealing with challenges that they overcame and how they overcame those challenges. That's the story to me. So I like to put a positive spin on almost everything I can do, but also be honest with the story as well. But my why is just all about inspiring people, being honest about the work it involves to get things done. And at the end of the day, being proud of myself so that my kids and my family can be proud of me.
A terrific first answer, Lauren. No question about
Thank you.
that. No question. And listen, I love that. I mean, it's almost we get into this industry as storytellers, right? To be pillars in our community, to give the 411 to the people that pay attention to us, to
Yeah.
be able to, do something exciting every single day. Because when you do journalism, you just never know how the day is going to be. You wake
Oh,
up
no.
and there's new stories, new people that you talk to, whatever genre it is. We happen to do sports, which I love sports with an absolute passion. Kobe Bryant is my favorite.
Oh,
My favorite,
the
and the
man.
reason
Yes.
why I got into sports, I grew up in California, San Diego to be exact. So he's my favorite, and the reason why I wanted to get into sports, basketball is my favorite sport. I knew I wanted to do something along those lines, just like kind of you. But there's a lot of people too that fall in this by accident. I've had a lot of people on
Yeah.
my platform that say, you know what, it just happened by chance. And listen, things happen for a reason. There's a reason why things happen. And look at you now. I mean, you are absolutely great at what you do. I think if anybody looks at what you have done in your career, they'll say, wow, she's just an amazing host, an amazing anchor. But it's not just to say that, but if they actually do pay attention, there's a village that helps you out too. You put in the hard work, but
Yes.
there's also a village that helps you out as well for you to be amazing like that. So no question. I love that first answer. Now, I gotta ask, did you grow up playing any sports? Now I think I did some research where you played softball, if I'm not mistaken. But any other
Did.
sport outside of that?
Oh yeah. So growing up I played softball, volleyball, and basketball were
Okay.
kind of the first like initial sports that I played. Sadly I got cut from middle school. This is heartbreaking stuff right here, Chris. So
Wow.
and I'll never forget it. Like seventh grade in the locker room, all my friends made the middle school basketball team. I had
Mm,
been on it in sixth grade.
mm,
Seventh grade, as we know, middle school is just it's a challenging time. Sixth grade, I think the mentality with most coaches is let them all play,
yes.
give them all playing time.
Yes.
They're learning, they're honing their skill.
Yeah.
They're all growing. They're dealing with hormonal changes. I mean, there's a lot going on in middle
For
school
sure.
with athletes of that age. Seventh grade, you got to perform. You got to put in the work. You might sit on the bench a little longer if you're not putting in that work. And honestly, I don't think I was working hard enough to stay up to par with where my friends were. I was also a lot shorter than my friends were, so that did not help me in basketball. And then shortly after that, I tried cross country. Very shortly after that, that did not work. I'm not a runner. I know my strengths. Running is not one of them.
I'm with
So
you
like
there,
pretty
girl.
quickly,
I'm
the
with you.
Oh, that's my personal hell. I can barely run a mile. I think I've done it twice my whole entire life. So cross country was not for me.
Right.
Volleyball I was still doing okay at, but then even in eighth grade, couldn't touch the top of the net, which was one of the big parts of the tryout.
Sure.
So being, like a little over 5'3" didn't exactly help me out. So softball I stayed with pretty strong. I was a pretty good player. I
Mhm.
did all right in softball. Changed schools in before my junior year. I really wanted to do crew because my first school didn't have a crew team and I just thought that sounded awesome. Missed the tryouts, which happened over summer, and then ended up honestly diving into cheerleading. Had done a little bit of cheerleading in middle school, not much.
Okay.
I swear there were more injuries in cheerleading
Then probably any
than
other
like all
sport,
the other
right?
sports I had played. It was a whole lot harder than I thought it was going to be.
Right.
I had a little bit of a gymnastics background just recreationally, so that helped out as well. So that was fun. But golf came later. I mean, I
Hmm.
sadly the only golfer in my family, or two golfers in my family, was my grandfather, who was too old to take me out on the golf course, but he would tune in like Saturdays and Sundays. We'd go over to their house.
For sure.
We'd be watching golf.
For sure.
Um, and then my dad played golf, but we unfortunately lost him to a brain tumor before my first birthday. So
Yeah.
that's just sad stuff. But crazy story. I actually got to see some footage of him playing on a golf course about 7, 8 years ago. There was a lady who was a friend of his
Wow.
in his childhood. She found me on Facebook and she's like, I've got these videos of your dad, which blew my mind. And
Wow.
because I'd only seen photos, so I
Yeah.
hadn't seen videos. I'm like, what? So the fact that she sent me videos of him swinging a club, and then we eventually got to even put those on Morning Drive on Golf Channel on Father's Day.
Right.
That was like the coolest thing ever. I'm like, Dad may not have grown up to see what I did in the sports realm and getting on TV and everything, but I got to get that swing on national TV. So
Uh,
that was pretty cool.
hey,
I mean, I feel like he was probably cheering himself on from heaven. He
n-
had a good swing.
no question.
But yeah, sports has just always been kind of in there in my life, at different strengths at different times in my life. I've got two boys right now. They're 8 and 12.
Ooh,
I encourage them to play any and all sports at this point. I think it's great to let your child kind of dabble in different sports until they find the ones that they really love.
absolutely.
It teaches them so much about themselves, about teamwork, about discipline. So, like, for any just general parenting advice, I always tell people just get your kids in sports, let them try things out. They're going to have a blast.
For sure. Have fun. And like you said, learning those
Yes.
values and implementing those values in your life is very,
Yeah,
very crucial to learn at an early age, right? To be able
for
to do
sure.
that. I love the fact that you said about that. I did read about your dad. And again, that was absolutely tragic when I read about that for sure. But it's also
Yeah,
great to be able to find someone to have footage of your dad, to be able to see those type of videos. Like, I mean, what
it's
a small
crazy.
world. What a small world we live in. That is crazy. I love that.
It
Now,
was insane. Yeah, I know. Social media is not like, it's got its downfalls, but that was pretty cool.
that
And that would
was
have never happened if it wasn't for social media and her being able to hunt me down like that. So that was
love it.
pretty neat.
And now you say you're 5'3". Now I know I'm not the tallest. I'm 6 feet. Basketball couldn't be for me, for sure. Yeah, yeah, I know you're looking at me like, what the hell are you talking about? I know, I get that, I get it. But
Mm-hmm.
listen, for
Yep.
a guy size, I'm saying I'm not super tall. But yes, I want to ask this bonus question for softball. I'm gonna guess if you're 5'3" playing softball, you probably was an infielder, correct?
I was. I know. I
Hmm.
tried right field for a little bit. I was definitely infield, a little bit of shortstop action. I was a really good hitter, so I
Hmm.
was pretty accurate
Yeah.
when I stepped up to the plate. But yeah, it was fun. It was just at a recreational point. It was a pretty small private school, so
Yeah.
I got a decent amount of playing time. All the girls on my team, we were all best friends.
Yeah.
I learned so much from my coach, and I still like go back to that mentality all the time. I use it in parenting my kids.
I got
But yeah, I love softball. It's a good time.
Yes. Now, I also want to ask you how close, because I've been to Orlando before. Last year, Orlando every year hosts a podcast fest. I don't know if you know about that, but they host a
I
podcast. Yeah,
don't.
so they host a podcast fest, and last year I went to it. They hosted at the SeaWorld Renaissance Hotel. And
Yeah.
it
Okay.
was kind of one of my first times being in Orlando, and I really liked the city. I want to know. I think you grew up in Winter Park. How close is Winter Park
Did.
and Orlando?
Well, I mean, I call that Orlando because
Mm,
Orlando's like basically just Central Florida, and it's
okay.
this giant area in the middle of the state.
Mhm.
Top to bottom, Orlando, it's quite the drive. Like if you go all the way down to the Keys and then all the way up past Tallahassee and up to Georgia, like you'll be in your car
For
forever.
sure.
But or it sure seems like it.
For sure.
But SeaWorld to like Winter Park area, about 30 minutes.
Not
Kind of
bad.
everything's within 30 minutes, all a 30-minute drive,
Not
basically.
bad.
But yeah, what time of year were you in Orlando is what I gotta ask. Because usually people like hate it if they come June, July, August,
No.
but then they love it all the other times of the year.
Yes. So Podcast Fest is every year in January. So it's in January. So it was
Oh,
mid-January when it came, and
perfect weather.
I was here 3, 4 days. I actually went to. They have a bar where it's like a spa bar where you are actually you can go inside like it's like a beer cup. You can drink beer and sit in the spa. Yeah, it's in Orlando because I researched these
I
things,
need to
Lauren. I'm a natural
I need to
journalist.
go to this next year.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Yes. Listen, I'm coming back. I did not get a chance to do it this year, but 27, I am coming back for Podcast Fest. When I come down there, I'll hit you up. How about that?
Perfect. Done and
All
done.
right. I
Okay.
love it. I love it. Now, I want to know about University of Central Florida, which is also in Orlando. I want to know what any other schools that could have persuaded you from going there, and if so, what was those schools?
Ooh, okay. Well, I mean, it's funny. Because my sister is 4 years older than me, and she went to Auburn University, which like
Whoa,
killer school,
that's
by the
near
way.
me.
Like that town is so cute,
Yeah.
gorgeous. I mean, like it's so hard to get into now. So, kids,
Mm,
if you want to be an Auburn Tiger, like you got to really put in your work now, get those
for
grades,
sure.
get all the community service. Like you need such an amazing standout application for that now. So I've heard. But anyway, um, my plan was to go to a Florida university for maybe like a year or two.
Oh,
I mean, to be honest with you, a lot of that was just I felt like since my sister went out of state for school and my mom had always had her girls at home and I didn't want to leave my mom by herself, so
sure.
I'm like, okay, let me have a year where I'm just 30 minutes away from home. I can come back and forth, see mom all the time, make sure she's still good.
Right.
Now, also say right around that time, she joined up in the church singles group and she met like multiple men who were amazing, and
Right.
she had me meet them all. And
Right.
that's how she met my stepdad.
Awesome. I
So
love
she
it.
was just fine. Mom was doing all right.
Right. Right.
But she was not going to be dating until both of us girls were out of the house. Trust me, we tried growing up, but she was not going to do that. So initially, I was going to do like a year at UCF and then go join my sister up in Auburn.
Hmm.
But my high school boyfriend went to UCF, so he's there, and I'm
Ah,
going
okay,
there. You're
Lauren.
making friends.
Yeah.
I joined a sorority.
Mhm.
You do all this stuff, and then you're like, maybe I don't want to go. Like I can still, have a 7, 8 hour drive to Auburn, see my sister, and then come back and hang out with my friends in Florida. So I ended up staying, and I loved UCF. It
Mhm.
changed immensely from what it is now
Mhm.
to what it was when I was there. All our football games, we had to drive 30 minutes to downtown, basically. We didn't have the bounce house,
Right.
as they call it now, which is such a fun place to go see games.
Right.
So I remind my kids that whenever we go see a UCF football game. But I mean, I loved going to school there. I've loved seeing how that school has evolved over the years. I'm a proud Knight. What can I say?
Yeah, I was gonna say, because that was my next question. Do you ever get a chance to go back there to watch some games? Either football, basketball, maybe even some of the lower end sports that don't get televised as much.
Yeah, I've been to some of the baseball games.
Hmm.
I've been to, they had like a really cool alumni night for, especially for women who went to UCF. And so we all got to go and like do some drills and run some routes with the football team, which was like super humbling, but
Okay.
a really good time. We got to see the new facilities, interview some of the players, and just like mainly just hang out. I've been to, gosh, I've been to some basketball games. Let me tell you, I've been to a lot of graduations there because my niece graduated
Okay.
from the arena at UCF. And then I did too, actually, in high school also. So,
Okay.
yeah, I easily get to go back. We're like 20 minutes away from UCF where we live now.
I love it.
So, yeah, it's not too bad of a drive. Easy to go to games. It's a good time.
Okay, I'm definitely going to be hitting you up because I need some recommendations when I do come back down into Orlando Winter Park on
Yeah.
things to do. I am a bachelor and I do like to go out. As you know, work hard,
Yeah.
play
Good
hard.
man.
I like to do that. So yes,
There you
absolutely.
go.
No doubt. Oh, I love it. Okay. I want to ask you some favorite questions. You just give me the 411
Okay.
off the rip based upon these favorite questions, Lauren. Okay, so let's rock.
Okay.
Favorite meal you like to cook?
Oh, cook? I hate cooking, but I can cook spaghetti. I'm really good at spaghetti. I married an Italian man. Listen, he does the cooking, I do the cleaning, everything's fine. But spaghetti.
Okay. Well, shout out to Lauren's husband. I know he's amazing because you're amazing, Lauren. So no question about that.
Thank
Spaghetti
you.
is
Oh,
great. That's awesome. I'm a huge chicken person, so chicken is something that I definitely can do. I can whip that up pretty
oh yeah, yeah.
good.
I can do chicken. I'm not like great at it. He's better at it.
Yeah, I feel it.
1000%. But
Okay.
spaghetti night, that I can handle.
Okay. So let's flip that. What is your favorite meal that you like to eat?
Ooh, eat. Mexican food. Hands down. I mean, I always say I could live on tacos like forever if that's all I could ever eat. And then just tacos, burritos, chips and salsa, guacamole. Love it.
Girl, you got a friend in me. I'm gonna tell you that right now because I
Mm,
love me some
so
Mexican
good.
food. That's number one.
Yes.
You named the two top, which is Mexican and Italian. That's my two top for sure.
Yeah, right? I know. You can't go wrong with those two.
No question.
Flavor.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Favorite concert you've ever attended?
Oh man. Gosh. Favorite concert I've ever attended. My first one ever was like Garth Brooks back in the day.
Oh,
That was definitely interesting. Oh man, I saw Coldplay forever ago.
they're good.
Um, gosh, who all have I seen? A lot of different country artists, a lot of different man. I would say the Coldplay, Red Hot Chili Peppers was awesome. I saw them back in the day and that was
Great group.
cool.
Great group.
Yeah, I don't know. Chili Peppers was pretty hard to beat. That was like 15 years ago. They were still going strong. That was awesome. Favorite concert.
Coldplay, it was definitely a good one. No question about that. I got a chance to see them when I was in Atlanta, Georgia. I went to Kennesaw State University in Atlanta, Georgia, so I got a
Nice.
chance to see them while they were there. But I'm a huge R&B person, so Alicia Keys is probably
Nice.
was my
Oh,
favorite for sure.
I would love to see her.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's amazing.
she's so talented. It's insane. Like it's not even fair how much talent she has.
No question. I love okay, I love that. Now, favorite place you've ever traveled to?
Ooh, I would have to say that I've ever traveled to. We went to Ireland for one of our first travel shows on Golf Channel.
Okay.
And I mean, the people were super nice. The food maybe wasn't my favorite, but I mean, it was good.
Right,
But the
right.
golf courses were insane. The people are beyond friendly. Like you don't meet a stranger in Ireland, that's for sure.
Okay.
You're gonna go in a bar. They're gonna give you a pint. They're gonna have their arms around you and dancing and singing by the end of the night. And you're like, you could go there literally by yourself and leave with like 20 best friends. I mean, it's just that place. It's gorgeous. The grass is greener over there.
Yeah.
It rains a lot, so that's probably why. But you know. And we had pretty good weather while we were there, and it was just like a magical shoot. We had such a great crew with us. Ireland is pretty hard to top in my book.
Okay, I'm definitely going to keep that in mind as I just
Oh,
got my
so good.
passport about a year ago, so absolutely going to be
Oh yeah,
traveling. Yes, no
let's
question.
go.
Jamaica, it would be my place for sure. No
Yes,
question.
I would love to go to Jamaica. Oh, for
Well,
sure.
see,
Yeah,
listen, I can give
the
you
food there would probably be better than Ireland. Just
a
saying.
little bit. Food wise, definitely going to be better. Jerk chicken, the rice, you'll love it. No question about this. So
Yes,
I'll give
that's
you
I
some.
love that food. So yeah, flavor again. That's what we're talking about. No boring food.
No doubt. I can give you some deets about Jamaica. You give me some deets about Ireland, and we can swap.
Done.
I love it. I love it. That's what's up. Now, I'm a sports person. You're a sports person. So this next question is going to be a two-part question. Okay. So favorite sport you like to watch on TV, favorite sport you like to attend in person. They can be the same sport.
Oh gosh. Honestly, I just by default I love watching golf on TV. I think it's kind of easy to follow the shots. I love going to golf events as well, but that's not as much for following the players. It's hard to follow your favorite players at golf courses unless you kind of park yourself in one particular spot and only see certain shots that day. It's a lot of walking,
Hmm.
but it's a great experience overall, depending on the tournament too. I mean, there's so many different fan experiences, things for families. You grab a drink, you walk around, you go to the merch tent, you kind of do all those things. But as far as the sport goes, to watch athletes and be there in the action. I go to a lot of Orlando Magic games here. Every time we're in the playoffs and in the finals, that's super exciting. My first time I remember watching us in the finals was, gosh, this is back when like Dwight Howard was part of the team. I mean,
Oh,
this is a
nine.
long time ago.
Yes.
Yeah. So we had just opened up, we were partners with a bar in downtown Orlando.
Yeah.
Me, my husband, and some of our friends from college. And I just remember our very first like time being open was when the Magic made it to the finals. And that was like just if I could bottle that up and relive those memories over and over again.
Yeah.
We caught a lot of the action in the arena, but also like just to have everyone there cheering it on. Yeah, to be in the thick of it at a basketball game during the NBA finals, I don't know if you can top that kind of excitement.
Yeah, that's
It's too good.
definitely one of my bucket list things that I would
Yeah.
love to do because, like I told you, basketball is my favorite sport. I got a chance to cover a WNBA finals when I was
Awesome.
in Minnesota, but NBA finals is something I would love to do. But one of the things I would love to do, Lauren, I would love to actually, because I've never done this. I've never covered a golf event. I would actually like to
Okay.
first shadow somebody because, first of all, I would like to know how it is to cover. a golf event. I've done basketball, done baseball, done, the exotic sports that, everybody talks about and stuff like that. But golf is an interesting sport to cover. And
Yes, it
I would
is.
love to I would love to just shadow somebody first before I even go and try to cover that. That's definitely a goal of mine. So no question about that.
So, Chris, they put me on a celebrity, like a pro-am field. It's now called the American Express. It was the Humana Challenge back when I was covering it. And they're like, oh, Lauren, we're going to have you do the celebrity interviews. This will be a lot of fun. But you also have the tour pros out there competing with the celebrities.
Right.
I'm a loud person. I've got a loud laugh. I learned very quickly that I needed to like really tone it down because the tour pros, they could hear me laughing. And
Right.
I've got like Alfonso Ribeiro from Fresh Prince,
Preference.
and he's got his little dance and
Right.
he's out there and we're having fun and we're laughing. And I got in trouble at that event like multiple times because
Wow.
of my sheer volume.
Mm.
And that was it. And that was probably one of the last times the Golf Channel actually put me on an event. I was stuck in studio after that. They're like, oh, she's loud. You can't take her anywhere. She's going to cause a problem.
Right.
Keep her in the studio.
I feel
And
that.
maybe that was a good thing. But from what I have seen and what I did learn from actually covering it, you could be in a booth and you've got a screen in front of you, you've got all your little research notes,
Right.
then that's easy. I mean, that's honestly, you're going off of what you're seeing close up firsthand on the monitor with you. They can't hear you, my own problem right
For
there.
sure.
But walking along with the players, you'll see in golf tournaments, if you tune in on TV, you'll see people walking. They've got a microphone. They're talking kind of quietly, like because they're not that far away from the player, and the player can hear them. So it's a lot of work. Usually with those players that are covering specific groups in golf,
Hmm.
they'll only be covering that one small group. So they don't need the entire field research notes and be able to cover any given player at any time. They're just covering kind of their small group. So, but yeah, I think you'd knock it out of the park. It's a fun thing to cover.
Hmm.
It's a lot of walking again, but you're outside, sun shining, not too
I
bad.
love it. I love it so much to be able to cover these different events. I feel really blessed. Even if it's like high school or college level, not just professional. I really do
Oh, for
love
sure.
just covering events because you just never know who you're going to talk to that can impact your life. You never know who you're going to talk to where you can
Definitely.
learn something from. And like I said, with golf, I've never covered a professional golf event. So that's something I'm definitely going to put on my bucket list, and I'm going to continue to
There
reach
you
out
go.
to multiple people to try to see if I can make that happen for sure.
Definitely. I think you'd be awesome at it. It's a really cool experience for the fans and it's cool to cover it
I
also.
love that. All right, now last of the favorites, favorite place that you like to go out and eat at. This is very important because, like I said, when I come to Orlando, I'm gonna be hitting you up, and we got to check out a restaurant. So tell me.
Favorite restaurant. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's hard to just pick one. I mean, I tend to go to because I love Mexican food, as we covered. Agave Azul is one of my favorite new
Oh,
restaurants. It's kind of like a fresh Mex taste. It's not like just dripping in cheese and super heavy.
right.
Their street corn is perfection.
Oh
Like
wow,
it changes an entire mood. There's not a lot of talking at the table when my family's there. We're just kind of all digging in and eating and stuffing our faces and just
I
irrationally.
love
But
it.
Agave Azul is currently definitely one of my favorite places. Their margaritas are good. Everything's good there.
Now, mind you, fun fact: I've never had street corn in my 30 plus years of life. I've never had street corn. I'm in my 30s, so yes, I know it's tough to hear. I know it is, but at the same time, I'm looking forward to trying some of this from agave. You
There
said,
you
right? I'm
go.
looking forward to it.
Agave Azul, their street corn, it will set you on the right path. I don't know if there's bad street corn out there, but at least that's the best of the best that I've had.
Okay.
Just saying.
I like it. I like it. No doubt. That's what's up. Now, Lauren, I want to talk to you about the day-to-day process, right? As we spoke on it before, journalists, people in media, no 2 days are ever the same. Every day is
Yeah.
something different. You're covering a different event. You're talking to somebody different, and sometimes your mood off of work
Yes.
is different as well. So, I want you to tell me now that you're working with Assigned Media, what is your day-to-day operations, right? Because I believe you're working with them, and I'm not sure if it's just you're covering golf or you're just doing all different kind of media things. But again, you do different events. So what is your Monday through Sunday looks like on a weekly
Monday
basis?
through Sunday. Well, it's definitely different than what it looked like. I don't know. I'd say it like in my heyday per se. When I was with Golf Channel from 2009 to the end of 2020.
Mhm.
Most of my time with Golf Channel was on morning drive. So that started with a 4 a.m.
My
alarm
goodness.
because we were live at 7, but before that, you're going into makeup, you're writing your scripts, you've got a production meeting,
Hmm.
you've got to check out highlights
Hmm.
that you're going to be calling the shots to cover from yesterday's tournament play.
Right.
But overall, we were kind of just setting the table for golf the next day. I like to call us the Today Show of golf. We people could tune in. It was live 7 to 9 every day. We would talk travel and bucket list golf trip vacations that people should take. We would talk. We'd cover your weather and do like the meteorologist spin.
Hmm.
If people had tee times at various places around the
For
country, we'd
sure.
tell them what the weather looked like where they were. We'd cover what was going on in the pros with watch and learn lessons. So we'd like highlight something that a professional did, and maybe they played that shot perfectly, and we'd cover how they did that, or if they made a mistake out there, and we would cover, what went wrong. And we had great analysts on that show who had Tour Pro experience. Many of them had multiple PGA Tour titles. Many of them were major champions. So they would kind of give us just all the goods on their game, what worked for them, what didn't.
Hmm.
Um, so that was really, really fun. Everything kind of changed at the end of 2020. That's when Golf Channel relocated to Connecticut.
Right.
I wasn't going to go to Connecticut. I wasn't exactly shy about my feelings around the network when that news did come out. My whole family was in Orlando, so I wanted to stay. Luckily, a lot of people who weren't making that move to Connecticut, they were kind of cut off at that point. They
Hmm.
were done. They went to a different network, or maybe just honestly, a lot of them had career changes and everything.
For sure.
I felt lucky that I was able that they trusted me enough to keep me at the time under the NBC Sports umbrella.
Hmm.
So I still did a lot of private projects. I did a lot of voiceovers for documentaries that we aired on Golf Channel. I mean, a lot of events. I got to work with Annika and Gary Player specifically for a lot of their charity events.
Right.
That was cool just to work one on one with the players that I had covered for so long on the golf course, but what they're doing outside of the golf course to make a difference in their community and
Yeah.
to make a difference, like, the perspective that they have at that point and the ways that they want to give back is, I swear, just as rewarding, if not more rewarding, than covering what they did with a golf club in their hands. So that was neat. Right now with Versant, I'm more on a lot of private projects still. I've been having some fun talks with the executive producer at Golf Channel, though, and some things that I think would be fun to bring back to the network.
Yeah.
Some ways that we could kind of tie things into their new New York studios up there with Versant, and also with our Orlando building, which is our old Golf Channel building down here in Orlando. So stay tuned. I think there's going to be some fun updates coming up where I can kind of get back at it. But honestly, to be completely honest, full disclosure, I think I needed some time after like a decade of that early morning
For
alarm.
sure.
My family moved. We moved out to the beach for a little while, for a couple years. That was great. Got to actually play a lot of golf, which sounds funny. I realized I was with Golf Channel for a while, and you would think that that would come with a lot of tee
Right.
times, but
Right.
usually we were so busy and had like wacky hours and a lot of different things that we were covering. So to get out and play and actually work on your game, and I've been chasing the goal of breaking 80 for quite a while now, and I'm getting so close,
Mm.
but I'm not there yet. But I actually got to play golf recreationally myself, and kind of in a way fall in love with the game all over again for different reasons.
Right.
Now I'm not out there playing it just because I feel like I should, because I'm with Golf Channel and that's what you do.
Right.
I was out there because it became something that was therapeutic to me. I'm the one out there first tee time in the morning, a lot of times by myself. My kids call it mom's morning out, where dad's dropping them off at school and I'm out there just playing golf. It's quiet. Um, I can get around the course in like 2.5 hours if it's just me first off the tee, no one in front of me. So
For sure.
it's not a bad way to start your day. So if anyone out there is looking for a hobby, I always tell fellow mom friends, I'm like, you need a hobby, something fun that you do for yourself bring your kids along sometimes, but also just go do it for yourself or go out there with other friends and enjoy it. And it's just it's fun. It gives you a nice goal, but it also is just relaxing.
I always say that you got to split your time up evenly. I mean, it's much easier said as a bachelor than somebody who's married with kids, but at the same time, me time, you time, and then us time. Us time meaning family and all
Yes,
that. You got to split that up as evenly as you possibly can,
you
because
do.
I feel like if you don't, you're doing a disservice to one of those three times, right? So,
Yes, you can't pour from an empty cup. I mean, we've heard that. And
hello.
like you can give, but if you're running on E yourself, you need to find a way to fill your cup, to, work hard, play harder. It's the whole thing,
Hello.
you know? So
Hello.
so we got to do that. We got to take care of ourselves so we can take care of others.
And I love the fact that you pivoted, you stood firm on your decision, like, hey, listen, because to be able to work at something for almost 12 years and then say have it relocate, and then when you plant your roots where somewhere, it's like really tough to just
Yeah.
pick up and leave. And I'm sure at that time you had just more responsibilities than just you. You have more people depending on you,
Yes.
right? So yeah, staying in Florida,
Yes.
was that your decision? And I know for me personally, I didn't pivot, but I knew I wanted to do something else. I just recently got my
Okay.
master's in 25.
Awesome.
Thank you
Congratulations.
so much, in professional writing, because I knew I wanted to
Nice.
kind of teach as well as do sports. I've written many articles, many feature stories. I love that, but I also wanted to kind of find my way to pay it forward. And I love
Yeah.
children, I love kids, and I became a substitute teacher because I wanted to kind of test the waters to see how teaching would
Awesome.
be.
Yes.
You mentioned it before. Middle school is definitely the most interesting age. There's no question about that.
Mm.
Um,
Good for you. So my mom was a teacher,
no,
and I
okay.
I knew kind of growing up that was the one thing I did not want to do because I saw the work behind the scenes. Like it's not just you don't just roll into your classroom and
No,
everyone's obeying you, and
no,
and the day is not done when the bell rings and the kids go home. Like
right.
a lot of times for me as a kid, it was sitting around in her classroom for hours,
Mhm.
like as she was preparing her lesson plans for the next day, as she was cleaning up different things, as she was the funding is sad when you look at the amount that teachers are actually given to buy the school supplies that they need to buy
Right.
so that they can teach the lessons that they need to teach.
Mhm.
And I saw firsthand how much money she used of her own money. And you're not making a lot of money in the first place. And then she was still buying more because this was the better way for the kids to learn. So
For sure.
the sacrifice and oh my gosh, teachers, like utmost respect I have for teachers because of that.
For sure.
But good for you for wanting to try it out. I think that is incredible. It says so much about just how much you want to give back and how much you really do care. Because if you didn't care, you wouldn't want to try that out.
Mm,
So that's
thank
that's
you.
huge,
I
Chris.
appreciate that, Lauren. I do. And listen,
Yeah.
it is satisfying, it is gratifying. I do love the little ones. I do love the fourth graders and the fifth graders. And it's very interesting how their minds work. It takes me
Yes.
back to that age, which was many moons ago,
Right.
for sure. But
True. Yes.
but at the same time, I love the fact that when you talk about pivoting and when you talk about, still being able to pay it forward and still being able to find a way to make things work, that's amazing, right? It's amazing to do that.
Yeah.
And your Monday through Sunday looks totally different, no question about it. But I am going to stay tuned because I am looking forward to your future endeavors and what you do. And it's a great segue to this next question, because the reason why I want to ask this question is because of work-life balance and also
Yeah.
mental health. Many people in this industry, as you know and I've known, have stepped away because of mental health problems.
Yeah.
Sometimes employers just don't view it as important. Sometimes your
Yep.
mental health, you just have breakdowns, you just got to step away, right? It is what it is.
Yeah.
Also, the work-life balance, right? Work-life balance, this industry is a wonderful industry, but you do work a lot, and sports are nights and weekends. People are working
Yes.
business
Yes.
hours, 8 to 5, they get off. Sports is nights and weekends. When you're watching the game, there's
Yes.
somebody there covering it. There's somebody there doing it, right? And golf is an all day thing. I mean, it starts in the morning, it don't
Yes.
go off till at least about 9, 10 hours later,
All day. Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
So let me ask you, how do you keep good mental health and have work-life balance without being overwhelmed or burnt out? Because you seem like a wonderful woman to be around. I certainly wouldn't mind hanging out with you at all, and I think your friends
Oh, thank you.
and family, right, right. I think your friends and family feel the same way about you. But you are a mom, you are a wife, you do work, you a daughter, a friend. I mean, you
Yeah.
are many things. You wear many hats. So how do you keep that strong and not have burnout or be overwhelmed?
I wish I had the perfect answer to this. And honestly, I don't really know if there is a formula for perfect work life
Mhm.
balance. I think it depends on the week. It depends on the day, the time of day, honestly, because there were so many times when I was coming home absolutely exhausted. And that's, more or less, especially when my kids were really, really little.
Right.
I mean, that was more like when my husband would be like, great, mom's home. Everyone's been ready for mom to get home. Here they are, and you're trying to like muster up energy to keep going,
Right.
but you're done. I mean, you've had a full day basically already, and everyone else is just getting started. So it was, I mean, absurd amounts of caffeine. Usually it would boil down to a nap. That, I'm going to play for like an hour or two, and then mom's got to take a nap. Again, my husband's stepping in, trying to get the kids to like a play date or something where they're out of the house. But then once I took that nap, then I was ready to go. But then also, with golf, you've got to watch the golf in the afternoon,
Hmm.
and then that rolls into the late evening hours, and then you got the work emails about the show and what we want to cover the next day. Lauren, what do you want to talk about tomorrow? Because you watched the golf today, right? And
Right.
you're like, okay, yes, I did, but I also didn't see every single minute of it. It was on for, 6 hours
Forever.
of a coverage window. There's no way to watch all of that. And then it's going to happen Thursday through Sunday. We got 4 rounds usually in most tournaments that we're covering
Sure.
and a daily show. So, you just honestly, you do your best. You talked earlier about needing a village around you. Golf Channel, thank God, had a amazing research team that would, be able to fill in the blanks. I could watch some of the highlights the next morning when I went in if I happened to miss anything.
Right.
Another good thing about social media, I mean, a lot of those highlights, they're going to be there. You know what the fans are talking about and what they want to hear about the next day. So that part was almost pretty laid out without tuning into every single second yourself. But again, wanting to be prepared for the show, you'd want to watch it and see what's going on. So I don't know. A lot of times that was just having golf on TV while I'm playing with my kids, trying to get them interested in golf and explaining it to them too, but also knowing when I need to turn off the TV and have fully focused, present family time because my kids need me, my husband needs me. Telling work when you need a break is very important, being honest with that. Our producers luckily were great at checking in with us, and we all knew each other really well to know when someone maybe needed some time off for whatever reason, just a break. Maybe they had a particular challenge that they were dealing with. I mean, we were a really, really tight knit group. So we checked in on each other quite a bit. But I don't know if there's a perfect balance for that. It's so much of it is just being honest with yourself
Yeah.
and checking in with yourself, knowing the things that work for you. Like I knew it wasn't 8 hours of sleep, but if I was in bed at 9, that was kind of an accomplishment. And then that alarm would go off, and I'm like, okay, here we go. But I'll take a nap later. It's fine.
Right.
Um, I don't know. I think just each day you do your best with what you have that day in the tank. And if you mess up, because you are going
Yep.
to, I've had like, I mean, I could, gosh, I mean, there's like a particular 20 to 30 major mess ups I had on live TV that I replay in my head quite a bit.
Right.
And that's damaging stuff, man. Like you replay that, but do my coworkers remember that? Do the viewers remember that? No,
Right.
nobody cares.
Right.
Honestly, they don't. So like just knowing when to let go of those missteps and those moments when you did fall on your face and realize like nobody cares. It's not that big of a deal.
Right.
And so I should probably shake it off too. Um, one other quick story, in that same realm is there was one morning when I was just like, I was stressing. I'm typing stuff up for the scripts. I'm making sure that all my stats are right. I'm throwing myself in the makeup chair, but I've got my laptop in front of me and I'm clearly like pretty frazzled. We've got all of a sudden a 4 hour show that day. It was supposed to be 2 hours, but we were leading into this is when golf was making its big return to the Olympics. So
Oh,
this was
okay.
like a big year for us. So we were doing very long shows and had, breaking news happening all the time. And so we had to cover that.
Right.
And I remember Kelly Tillman, who is just like a longtime veteran on Golf Channel. She's been there since day one, literally. She looked at me in the makeup chair that day and she goes, "We're talking golf. We're not curing cancer." And I'm like,
Hmm.
"You're so right.
Right.
You're so right."
Right.
And I have made that statement my mission to tell others who are getting into the industry, like, do your best with what you have at that very moment. It's going to be enough, especially if your intentions are good and you are doing as much work as you possibly can, but
Right.
not every day you're going to have every little bit. And that's fine. You've got to, on a lot of shows, you got a whole team around you, and we cover for each other. We fill in the stories. We get the story across to the viewers, and if that's what you accomplish during that show, then mission accomplished. You're fine. You're doing
I
okay.
love it. I
We're
love it.
talking golf. We're not curing cancer.
I love that. And there's a reason why I ask this question to all my guests here that come on the podcast. And it's an important question to ask, right? Balance looks different to every single person because
Yeah.
everybody's life is different. I don't think you can have 100% balance. Also agreeing with your
No.
point because, again, there's a lot of people that can handle a lot of different things and there's some people that can. And, listen, to each his own. We don't make any judgments
Yeah.
on that. But it is something worth asking because of the fact that people sometimes get a misconception about what this industry is, right? And the misconception is they see the final product, right? They see Lauren
Yeah.
Thompson on TV. She's anchoring or she's hosting and she's doing her thing and she's informing us about golf and she's passing it to her coworkers who are the analysts and she looks amazing on TV. She must have a great makeup team and all this, that, and the third, but they don't know the behind the scenes of what you go through. They don't know the makeup chair, the nervousness, the kids that you got to deal with, the nap, the
Yeah.
lack of sleep that you're dealing with, the me time,
Yes.
right? Also, just all that stuff, right? And sometimes people don't get into this industry for the right reasons.
Yeah.
And that's why I like to do this on this platform is that people need to understand that this is a great industry to be in too, but you got to be into it for the right
Yes.
reasons and also schedule
Oh, for
wise
sure.
with work life balance. Understand weekends, you're probably not going to have off if you're doing sports. Holidays,
Yeah.
you're not going to have off if you're doing sports. Sports is year round. It's all year, especially for golf because golf starts at definitely the summer times. It runs through the summer times all the
Oh,
way into the
yeah.
fall. So
There is no off season. That's for sure.
right. So my thing has always been when I ask people about mental health is that mental health is something that's very important. You should definitely prioritize, and you should definitely be able to take it seriously and make sure you go with an employer or someone that you're working with that takes it seriously. And if they
Yes.
don't, you should be able to make that decision very vastly and quickly because you don't want to stay in a situation that's bad. But
Yeah.
also work life balance. Understand that it's gonna look different for everybody, and it's okay if you don't have it figured out. A lot of people just
Yes.
don't have it figured out, and I still don't have it figured out. And I've been doing this for 9 years, and you've been doing it for a lot longer than that. So I get it. I totally understand that. But again, great segue because you mentioned a little bit about it in your answer. But I want you to give some advice. What is some advice that you would give someone, male or female, that wants to get
Mhm.
into the sports media industry field and do similar work that you're doing right now?
Oh man, I love this question. And it comes from a lot of different areas. It comes from kids who are in middle school and they see the fun side of it and they want to know what it takes. My favorite question is when it comes from like someone who's just starting their college career and they want to jump into it, because usually my answer to them is, well, what are you doing right now? What can you do in your university or even in your high school where you could, kind of lay some groundwork for yourself to do this? Are they covering sports at all? Maybe you could start your own little channel or just
Yeah.
do some interviews with players in literally high school basketball teams, high school soccer. I mean, just do what you can where you are with what you have. I feel like that is advice across the board for anyone trying to get into sports or not.
Right.
Just think, okay, where am I right now? What access do I have to people and different teams? Do I want to cover sports? How am I going to get used to interviewing people? Maybe start interviewing people. How can I do that? Like you'd be so surprised how many athletic directors would be completely open to letting their players take on some
Absolutely.
post game interviews.
Absolutely.
And quick edits. I mean, social media, you could do that for your school and they would love that. And then already you've got pieces for a demo reel that you could be putting together and sending to different
Hmm.
networks. I always tell people if they want to get into TV, if they want to get into sports, never say no to an opportunity. You think you're going to be getting big paychecks right off the bat? That is so wrong. I mean, I said
Hell
yes to
yes.
so many things where, yeah, where I had to drive myself, pay your own gas money, pay your own
Right.
parking. You're not getting paid for the footage, or you're not getting paid for the interview, by the way, but you'll have that footage. So, you know, take the car to the producer, have them send that your way. That's a nice little clip where you have honed your skills,
Hmm.
where you've done an actual interview and you're learning from it every single step of the way. Did you make money? No, not yet. But it's just that first step that you're taking to where you could eventually reach that goal and get to the ultimate, you know, prize position that you want to do.
Right.
You've got to say yes to things like that. And also, my other advice is don't burn any bridges because it is a very, very small community. They all know each other and they all talk. So, you know, you never want to be the employee or the person that they ask to do something and you don't show up, or you're known for not showing up on time.
Right.
Um, my softball coach back in the day used to say early is on time is late, late is unacceptable. And
I
so
love it.
that
I
alone, you know,
love it.
you need to show up early because that's on time, because things are going to happen along the way. You're going to hit some traffic. You're going to have a hard time parking. You never want to be the person that shows up late. Certainly someone that shows up late consistently. So get there early, do the work, say yes to any and every opportunity, and then, you know, have that confidence in yourself that you're doing the right thing. Put together some sort of mashup of a demo reel. This day and age with social media, that can be your demo reel. Just pop up those videos consistently and say, like, you know, I'm a budding sports broadcaster and I'm trying to get into this field. And here's another interview that I did the other day. Check it out.
Right.
And it's so simple to get your work out there. You never know what kind of eyes are going to be laid on whatever that piece is, whatever that post is, whatever that story is. Um, you know, you could literally set up a camera and talk over the footage in the background. People do it all the time
All
on
the time.
Instagram.
Yes.
And my favorite plays from the Magic game last night. Number one, da 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 da. It's playing behind you. Just do it. Just start working. And the more you take action on these things, the faster you're going to achieve that goal.
I love that. I love that advice, which is very similar to what I did with this podcast. The first,
Yeah, just do it. Take that first step. That's the hardest part.
yeah, the first couple of episodes were rough, no question about it. And I look back at them now, and I'm like, "What the hell was I doing?" And then, but now, when you get
We
into
all have those, trust me.
hello, so once you get into a
Yes.
groove, though, you find your groove, and then you start doing that. So I
Yeah.
love that advice, Lauren. I really do. Now we have reached the portion of my podcast that we're going to play my game, interactive game called This or That. It's an interactive game
Okay.
that I like to play with all. Oh yeah, that I like to play with all my guests here on the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. It is very simple. I'm gonna throw some things at you, and you get to
Okay.
choose this or that. So, Lauren, are you ready?
Ready.
All right, here we go. Out of these two
Okay.
restaurants, which restaurant would you rather sit down and eat at? Texas Roadhouse or Longhorn Steakhouse?
Longhorn Steakhouse.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you, how do you like your steak?
Medium. I know everyone. Medium rare is everyone in my family. I like it more on the medium side, but not any more than that. No, that's just
Okay.
chewing on rubber.
I'm both.
Yeah.
I'm medium well or medium rare, either or. It does not matter to
Okay.
me. But
Okay.
I am medium, definitely medium for sure. Okay.
There we go. Medium's good.
Okay, I'm with you. Now, when it comes to chicken wings, which flavor
Yes.
would you rather put on the chicken wing? Barbecue or lemon pepper?
Oh, of those two, barbecue. But I like spicy wings. Like I definitely barbecue that. Lemon peppers. That's weird. That's like rotisserie. Rotisserie's good for that. I don't want lemon pepper wings. I want saucy wings.
Got you. And that was my next thing. Do you want the wings wet or dry?
Wet. Yeah. Sauce it up
Okay.
all the
I
way.
like that.
Absolutely.
Now, do you like your wings bone in or boneless?
Bone in.
So you
Definitely.
like to get
That's just, I feel like it has better flavor. I feel like I'm not a 5-year-old when I'm chewing on them. I don't know, but I mean, I'll eat them.
right, right.
I'll eat anything that's in front of me practically. I don't discriminate, but I definitely like bone in wings.
Okay, so you like to get a little messy with it.
Yeah. Got to. That's part of the job when you're eating wings.
Girl, listen, I don't know where you've
Okay.
been. I'm certainly glad I found you though. That's what I'm talking about. That's my kind of friend. I like that. Okay, here we go. Let's keep this vibe going. Now,
Okay.
if I ask you what music genre do you listen to, would you tell me all genres, or would you give me a certain genre?
I am a musical mutt. I tell myself that. I tell people that all the time.
Okay.
I literally like everything. It's very, very hard to peg it down. I
Mm,
like Frank Sinatra to
okay.
pop and country and rock and oh my gosh, I'm all over the place. I don't know. I literally like it all. It's
Okay.
really hard for me to pick a favorite music
I
genre.
love to hear that because these next 5 questions have to do with music concerts you rather attend. Uh,
Okay.
okay, so here we go. First one up. Which music concert would you rather go to? Would you rather see Beyonce or Rihanna?
Rihanna.
I like that. Okay.
I love Rihanna. I like her story.
hmm
I followed her early on.
hmm
She's a girl from the islands. My husband's got family from Trinidad. I don't know. I like that vibe to her music big time.
Okay, now I like that. Here we
Yeah.
go. Let's keep it going. Which music concert out of these two would you rather go see? Would you rather go
Okay.
see Drake or Kendrick Lamar?
Ooh, I can hear my 12-year-old son chiming in because I like Drake's sound better,
hmm
but I like Kendrick Lamar more as a person. So, this is really difficult.
Uh-huh.
I think I'd technically go with Drake just because there's more music that I've been following for a longer period of time. Like
Yeah.
I know every song at a
Okay.
Drake
I ain't
concert.
mad at that.
But I like Kendrick Lamar though. I do.
Yes, both of them are great,
Yeah.
great artists, no question. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Which music concert would you rather go see? Carrie Underwood or Taylor Swift?
Um, oh gosh, I've interviewed Carrie Underwood back in the day and I've been to a Taylor Swift concert.
Mm.
Oh my gosh, that's a hard one. I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen Carrie Underwood in concert, so I guess I would go Carrie Underwood. And she tends to do like pretty interesting collabs.
Yes, she does.
So she brings out, but Taylor sometimes brings out surprise artists too. And I love when people do that at concerts where they have surprise guests pop out and
hmm
sing different songs with her. I don't know. I guess Carrie Underwood because I just haven't seen her in concert before.
Okay, yeah. Listen, they are gonna get a little bit more difficult. That one was pretty difficult for
Okay,
you,
okay.
Lauren, for sure.
I
Okay.
like this. This is good.
All right, here we go. Here's the next one. Which music artist would you rather go see? Would you rather go see Lady A or
Okay.
Zach Brown Band?
Zach Brown Band.
I'm a.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know as many Lady A songs.
hmm
I know a couple of them,
hmm
but Zach Brown Band, I feel like those are more like my sing along kind of fun. Yeah, Zach Brown Band.
Okay, I'm with you on that. Now, mind you, every artist that I'm mentioning is in my Pandora, so I do enjoy the artist for sure, and I'm a huge Zach
Oh,
Brown
for
band
sure.
fan. No question. I love their music. Last
Yeah,
of
awesome.
the music, this one might be the hardest. Which music
Okay.
artist would you rather go see, Usher or Chris Brown?
Oh, now you're talking to high school Lauren, man. Oh, Chris Brown and his dance move, but Usher and his dance moves too.
hmm
Ooh, ooh,
Yep.
ooh. Ah. Can it be both? Oh, that's really hard.
I would say which one is 51% and which one is 49%.
I guess 51%. I'm leaning towards Usher.
Okay.
Cause just for I'm thinking like concert mode, I'm singing along, everything. Like I think it's more the Usher songs that I would love to see in a show.
Well, listen, they are coming together. You do know that, right?
I did not know this.
Yeah. So
This changes everything.
it's called the R&B tour, which is called the Raymond and Brown tour. So they're actually coming together. I'm
Okay.
going to see them in August up here in Syracuse, upstate New York. Hopefully I'm not sure the date of when they're coming down in Orlando, but you definitely might want to check that out, Lauren.
Dancing is going to be off the
Yeah.
charts. So that's going to be okay. That's going to be a good one. Good to
Absolutely.
know.
All right, here we go. Back to the sports. Which sport of these two would you rather watch on TV? Would you rather watch
On TV.
hockey or baseball?
On TV. I'd rather be in person at the hockey game. So I think it would be baseball for TV if I had to pick. Because hockey, I want to be in the thick of
I
it.
feel that. I like that. I love the fights, by the way. The fights are just amazing. Yeah,
Yeah, that's why you go to a hockey game. Come on,
absolutely.
everybody
Cold
knows that.
beverage and fights. I love that. Okay, here we
Yes.
go. Which sport would you rather play of these two? Badminton
Okay.
or bowling?
Ooh, bowling, because I just don't think I have like mad badminton skills. So it would be bowling. I'm like an okay bowler. I'm pretty good there. I could hold up.
Okay, now we may have to test that theory because I can hold up too. I'm just saying, Lauren. I can
Okay,
hold
okay.
up too now.
Done and done.
All right, now there we go. I like that. Now I'm gonna ask you: do you like desserts?
Oh yeah. Anyone who says no is
Oh
lying.
my goodness,
So
bro.
yes, I love
Well, I'm
dessert.
gonna tell you like this:
Come on now.
we've had a few lies on this on this podcast. Yeah, they said they don't like sweet.
Unreal.
Crazy, right? But to
Lies.
each his own. All right. I'm gonna name
Each
four
their sure.
four categories of desserts. Your
Okay.
job is to take one of these categories to get rid of that you'll never eat again. Okay.
Never again. Okay.
So here we go. First
Hmm.
category is going to be cookies.
Okay.
The next category is going to be candy.
Candy.
The
Okay.
third category is going to be ice cream. The last
Okay.
category is going to be grouped together. So it's pies/cakes. Which one are you getting rid of?
I'm getting rid of the candy.
Girl,
Because
oh,
they're
okay.
warm chocolate chip cookies, I will never go without.
Right,
Ice cream is one of my favorite things in life.
right.
So no. And pie, I like pie and I like cake and I like cupcakes and all. So the candy can go if I have to pick.
Girl, you on
Not
point
even a
like a
difficult
period.
decision.
That's what I would say. You on point like a period. I like that.
Thank you.
Now,
Done and done.
mind you, I'm going to ask you, what is your favorite ice cream flavor?
Ooh, mint chocolate chip it was for a long time,
Mm.
but I like a lot of stuff in it, like the chunky monkey, Reese's peanut butter cup. Like
Right.
I like things in there or on top of it. So I'm not a vanilla person. I need substance to the ice cream.
I feel it. I'm cookies and cream.
Yeah.
Cookies and cream is my
Oh
favorite
yeah,
for
you can
sure.
never go wrong with cookies and cream.
No
No.
question. Now, mind
Yeah.
you, I will also throw another fun fact at you. I've never had mint chocolate chip.
Stop.
Never.
By choice? Like you just don't think it sounds good or
I've seen it. I know it's green. It has
I've
chocolate chip.
seen it. I've seen it. Oh, well, it's refreshing.
Right.
It's got those nice, like big chunks of chocolate chip in
For
there. So
sure.
that I wouldn't want it without the chocolate chips.
Okay.
Just like mint ice cream would, like, why?
Right.
But with the chocolate chips in there, it's so good. So good.
Well, let's put it like this. If it's not too cold, maybe I'll try it for the first time with you.
There you go.
How's that?
There you go. Yeah.
Yes, I
Perfect.
wouldn't mind.
Done and done.
Okay, let's do that. Now, do
Perfect.
you like potato chips?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
So, same format. I'm gonna throw four brands of potato chips out there. You
Okay.
have to choose one to get rid of. So here we go.
Okay.
First one is gonna be Pringles. The next
Okay.
one is gonna be Doritos. The
All right.
next one is gonna be Ruffles.
All right.
The last one is gonna be Lay's. Which one are you getting rid of?
I'm getting rid of the ruffles.
Oh hell no! Oh no!
I
Oh my
did
God!
I just lose you
You
of
did.
all the things?
You did.
Now, Ruffles is so good with like the sour cream and onion dip.
Hmm.
That's kind of the classic Ruffles with that.
Hmm.
I love Pringles. That's really hard.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what? I think I'm going to go back on this. I'm going to get rid of the Doritos
Okay.
because the Ruffles with the onion dip is too good to leave. And the crispy thin Lays are too good. And honestly, the Doritos kind of wig me out when I look at them too close. And
Right.
like the Cool Ranch has blue speckles in it. And I'm like, why is it blue? And I don't know. So anyway,
That's perfect. I love that. I love that. I really do. And mind you, I am a Ruffles person. Ruffles is my favorite chip. I would say barbecue and sour cream and cheddar. But I want to ask you this, Lauren, if
yeah.
you and I are walking into a grocery store and I say, go to the chip aisle and buy your favorite chip to eat, you are buying what?
Favorite chip to eat, like sour cream. Well, no, not sour cream. Sorry. Salt and vinegar is my favorite. The Cape Cod ones are really good. They're like super crispy. Miss Vicky's has a very good chip. They sell that at Publix. So, Florida girl talking, you get your pub sub and your Miss Vicky's chips, and those are super good. That's a hard combo to beat. But salt and vinegar all the way.
So I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna throw this out here. A third fun fact of the podcast conversation. Salt and vinegar is probably the third worst chip ever made.
No. Third
The
worst?
third worst.
What's the first and second?
Okay, so the second is kettle chips. Anything
Okay.
anything kettle chip and the reason why I say that is because they served kettle chips when I ordered like a burger. I went to the restaurant and instead of fries or even, tots or stuff like that, tater tots, they served kettle chips, which was just horrible. And I was like, what the hell are y'all doing? This is ridiculous.
Chips don't go with a burger. Chips go with a
They do.
sandwich,
And
not a
and I'm
burger.
old school because I put my chips
Mhm.
in the sandwich and eat it. That's what I do.
That's what I do
Okay.
all the time. Yeah, I love that crunch. So that like I don't eat a sandwich without chips in it,
Facts.
basically.
No
Yeah.
facts, no question. Now, the first chip is Funyuns. Anybody on the planet that I meet that likes Funyuns, I don't know what's wrong with you. God bless your heart, because something I just don't know what's wrong with you. Something is definitely wrong, but I don't know what it is. I go to if I could smack all the Funyun bag chips on the ground and step on them and not go to jail and not be penalized, I would do
Yeah.
that because they're horrible.
I mean I've eaten them, and when I haven't had them in 20 years probably,
Right?
but like I did enjoy them back in the day, but I'm definitely not picking that out
No.
among all the other things.
Mm-mm.
It's got a weird aftertaste. It's just
I'm
no.
through.
It's a no.
I'm
You're
done.
right.
I tapped out a long time ago on Funyuns, and that's just the worst. Now, salt and vinegar. The
Yeah.
reason why it says the third worst chip is because I can only eat about maybe three. After that,
Mm.
I'm done. But see, here's the thing, though, Lauren. That means that I get to leave them on the shelf for you, and you get to be able to eat as many as you want.
There it is. Then it all works out just fine
It does.
because I'll eat them until like the roof of my mouth is completely burnt and scraped up,
Oh my
and I
gosh.
can't taste anything else because that's what salt and vinegar chips do.
And I
So
love that. I do. And by the way, I am a person. I know I say barbecue and lemon pepper on the sauces, but I am a buffalo sauce guy. No question.
okay, yeah,
I am a
there you
buffalo
go.
sauce guy. Now, when you start talking about habanero and ghost pepper, we ain't getting into that. I'm not getting into that.
Yeah, I don't want that. I'm not trying to die.
Right.
I just want to like have like hot buffalo saucy
I'm with you
wings
on that.
with blue cheese is
You perfect.
phenomenal to
You
me.
are absolutely
Want them
perfect,
spicy
girl.
though.
No question. Now,
Okay.
I gotta ask this next question. It's called bucket list. Reason why I'm asking this is
Okay.
because I want you to speak this into existence. What is a top 4 bucket list of things that you would like to do in your career that you haven't done yet?
Ooh, I want to. I know a couple of these. I want to interview Michael Jordan
Okay.
because he's my favorite athlete of all time. I do believe he is the GOAT. I know that's a debate for a lot of people,
He's
but
my
MJ
go-to.
is he's where it's at. I want to be out on a golf course with him. I
Mhm.
want to hear all the ish talking that he's gonna do. I censored myself because I don't know how many families watch this and everything. I'm trying to
It's
keep it
okay.
clean,
You
but
can say what you like.
he is like he's the king of wagers on the golf course also. So I know his swing very well. I know his golf game, but I have also heard that he's like a a beyond scratch player when it comes to just what he says out on the golf course and how he gets in between the head
For
and
sure.
in between the ears of all the people that he plays
For
with.
sure.
Also, his golf course pretty awesome too. So, Mr. Jordan, if you would ever like to go out there, I am super down for
I
that.
love it.
Other bucket list things. I want to play the old course at St. Andrews. I
Ah.
went to Scotland not that long ago, and I did not luck out with the lottery system that they do. So twice I really tried. I played a course like down the street from the old course,
Mhm.
and I walked part of the old course at night going to the Done Vegan Bar and everything that people do at St. Andrews. So I still have yet to do that. That's a big bucket list thing for me.
Okay.
What else? I want to have an ace on the golf course. And I
All
kind of
in
want it to
one.
happen at Pebble Beach because there's a particular hole that everybody gets their aces on there. So, keep the camera rolling. I've hit the pin flag a million times. I've never had an ace. So, just the golfer in me really needs that to happen sports wise.
Mhm.
Let's see. And what else?
What is the last one that you want to
I'm
do?
trying to think of what the final one would be. That's kind of a lot of pressure, like career
Yeah.
wise. Um, my gosh, what could I do with this?
Mm.
Um,
This must mean this is a
I
very
don't
good
know.
question because it got you
I
thinking, girl. It
know
got
this
you
is
thinking.
definitely a good one. I mean, I haven't covered football professionally outside of like I worked with the company Exos Digital a while ago, and it was like SEC network stuff.
Yeah.
But to like cover a Super Bowl or cover like the Masters in golf, that would be huge. So one of those two. I've kind of covered the Masters from studio, but I've never been like at Augusta National covering the Masters. So
You were
you know that
I
could be pretty cool.
I would say this to you before I get to the next question of your last one that you mentioned. I've been to both. You would absolutely love the Masters. That would probably become your new favorite course, to be honest with you.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
No question about it. Augusta's beautiful. Obviously, with my Georgia roots, I still have family in Georgia. I've been there twice. Once
Yeah.
as a person covering it, and not even covering it, but once as a person doing security, and then
Okay.
also as a fan. So I've been there twice, two different times.
Oh, so
The
good.
Super Bowl
Yep.
I went to 2 years ago. Actually, Kendrick Lamar was performing at that Super Bowl
Yep. I
at
remember
the New
that.
Orleans one. You will also love that. They have a great media party that they normally do every week. We was there the whole week. It was absolutely amazing. So I know, Lauren, if you get opportunity to do that,
That'd be
you would
fun.
kill it. There's no question. No question for sure. I want to ask this about advice because we talked about advice you would give. But what is some advice someone has gave you that you hold on dearly to?
Oh man. I mean it's hard to beat that story I told you earlier about Kelly Tillman kind of just helping me calm my nerves when I'm preparing maybe too much, maybe stressing too much about an oncoming show. Saying, we're talking golf, we're not curing cancer. That's been huge. Um, I don't know who told me this, but I've definitely had multiple people reiterate the overall message of just being proud of what you're doing despite the reasons that you're doing it at the time. I think, only you can be the one when you lay your head down at night to say, I did that for all the right reasons. It wasn't just the paycheck. It wasn't just the people that I was working for or the validation I maybe was looking for from the public and social media. But I did that project because I'm proud of what it stands for. I'm proud of the message that it gets across. I did my absolute best for it. There's no way I could have done a better job if I tried. So I'm really proud of myself for doing that. I feel like that's just kind of the ultimate end all be all of any particular project if you're deciding whether to be a part of it or not.
Yeah,
What does it stand for and what's the message that people are going to get from it. I think we all make a lot of mistakes in life
sure.
leading up to what our job kind of ends up being, and a lot of those were because oh well I could use the money for this, so I'll go ahead and do that, sure, or I'm working with my friends so it'll be a good time, whatever. But then at the end of the day you're like, like what am I doing here?
Right.
And why am I
My,
letting this be something that I'm, representing for the day? And,
right.
like it's not bad, but it's not good.
Right.
And, do I want to be a part of better quality projects moving forward? I think that's something that if people can tell themselves that and just ingrain that in their heads early on before they start picking and choosing what route they want to take, it will save you a lot of grief and it will make you so proud of yourself in the end.
I love that advice, and you've answered almost every question beautifully, no question about that. But I
Thank
really,
you.
really love that advice. Like, and it's really tough because when you first get in this industry, like you said, you saying yes to everything, and you really not weighing options. You're just on the go, go, go. Especially when you're in your
Yeah.
early 20s, you just graduated college, you're just excited. But after you've been in
Yeah.
this industry for a little bit, and you kind of see what behind the scenes go on, and you kind of see what kind of people you
Yeah.
dealing with, because sometimes everybody ain't on the straight and narrow, if you understand what I'm saying.
No. Yeah.
So,
For sure.
right? So then now you got to really
Yeah.
weigh, like, what is my purpose of doing this? Is this
Yeah.
going to be beneficial for me in the long run? Is this worth my
Yeah. What does this
time?
say about me as a person?
Hello, you know what I'm saying?
Like,
So
yeah.
I definitely love that advice for sure. Three more things before I let you get on up out of here. I have to ask you this because you being a golf person, what is your favorite like top four golf courses that you have played at or been to?
Yes. Okay, so Ballybunion in Ireland is incredible. It
Okay.
is difficult, but it is right along the ocean. They've got this gorgeous clubhouse. All the places over there just have so much history.
Mhm.
Spyglass Hill was one of my favorite rounds I've ever had over in
Yeah.
California. Never played Pebble Beach. I'm still kind of waiting for that moment to happen.
Yeah.
So let's see, Ballybunion, Spyglass Hill. Lake Nona Golf and Country Club here in Orlando is pretty stout also. I played that before the LPGA kicked off their season opener there.
Yeah.
So they've got the grandstands up, they've got the greens rolling like felt like a 13 to me. I mean, it was just like the fastest greens I've ever putted on.
For sure.
So that was insane to play that 2 days before the tournament started, tournament conditions and everything. Goodness. And then, to get out, we talked about Augusta National moments ago. That's one of the ones I'm just dying to play at some point in my life, although that is a tricky one to get on because you need a member to
You do.
actually go with
You
you.
do.
Lou Holtz was a great interview I had years ago, and sadly we lost him earlier this year,
Yeah.
but he was always one that told me he was going to take me out to Augusta National. So that, I kind of knew when he was telling me that it wasn't going to happen. He was up there in age already when he was
For sure.
promising this to me, and I'm like, you know what, Coach Holtz, like it's cool. Like if we never do this, it's okay. No, Lord, it's going to happen. All right, we'll see. Um, and then, gosh, I mean, there's so many international ones that are insane. Royal Birkdale's a killer one. I would love to try out.
Yeah.
Gosh, I mean, there's just so many, but I mean, there's a lot of beautiful golf courses everywhere. What do you do?
There is. There is. And I like I said, Sawgrass is one that came into my mind as you were talking about
Yes.
TPC
Oh,
Sawgrass.
Sawgrass is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I should have had that. I have played that one before.
Okay.
And that, taking shots on that island green is kind of a bucket list thing, I think, for every golfer.
And I'm getting better, but I'm still ass. I'm terrible.
We're
At
all
golf.
terrible.
I'm, I'm,
All of
I'm
us.
terrible at golf.
Everyone's bad.
I am.
You watch it on TV and it looks easy, and then you go to your local range and you look down the range and everybody's terrible.
Oh,
So we're all in this together, Chris.
I'm sure I've hit a car or two on the freeway. I'm sure I have. I'm sure I've hit somebody for
Same.
sure. No
Same.
question.
Same.
Now, I want to do some rapid fire. But before I do rapid
Okay.
fire, which will be the final question, I want you to give me two, preferably female people that would
Okay.
love to be on this particular podcast that you would recommend to talk to. That's as wonderful as you have been on this podcast.
Oh, well, thank you. Oh gosh, there's a lot of great women in golf that I've had the pleasure of working with. Love just kind of getting their thoughts on things. One's a girlfriend of mine named Chantel McCabe. She's covered the game for a long
Okay?
time. She has great perspective. She is about to have her second child like any day now, so
Wow.
you might have to give her a minute
Yeah,
on this
I
one.
definitely
But
will.
she's wonderful. Hallie Ledbetter is just one of the most fun personalities in the game. Her dad is David Ledbetter,
Oh,
so she's got a lot of killer stories, but she is like, she knows everyone in golf. She's got the greatest sense of humor ever. She does a lot of like spoof videos and funny things where she, kind of makes fun of golf, but also like, you know, she knows that everyone watching loves the game and it's okay to make fun of certain aspects of it.
for sure.
She's refreshing. She's just a fun person in the game of golf. Cheyenne Woods is awesome. I don't know her like on a super deep friendship level, but I've hung out with her at multiple events.
Mhm,
I've talked with her
mhm,
about various topics. She's Tiger Woods' niece, yes, but she also has the playing experience. Just kind of knows what it takes to get out there and do it. Paige Sporanic is kind of like the go-to golf influencer girl. She's gorgeous, yes, but also, she's had to fight to get her positions in tournaments as well, and works a lot on her swing and does a lot with her own platform with it. So I have nothing but good things to say about her also.
awesome.
Um, I mean, there's so many, but yeah, I just love that you're trying to get more females in golf on here. This is good stuff. Growing the game. Let's
Absolutely,
go.
absolutely. I mean, my thing is I love talking to men and ladies, obviously on this platform, but at the same time, I think women in sports in general, we need more. We don't have enough. And the problem is for me is that when you go to some of these events that I cover, you don't see a lot of women reporters, you don't see a lot of women
Yeah.
photographers, and that's bothersome. because we need a different perspective, and we also understand that
Yeah.
not just men play the sport, women pay attention to the
Yes.
sport. They both play. So for me, love
Absolutely.
talking to my fellas. Don't get me wrong. I love talking to the boys and love getting to know their
Yeah.
stories. But I also think that we do need more women. And I like to highlight more women because their stories are just as incredible as the fellas. And yeah, Paige is somebody who I definitely wouldn't mind talking to as well because,
Mhm.
as an influencer, it's a different perspective than somebody who's a golf athlete or somebody who's a host or anchor as
Definitely.
yourself, right? So, yes,
For
I
sure.
would say with those names that you have mentioned, if you could help me get them on
Yeah.
here, that would be absolutely amazing because that would be
Okay, I'll
awesome
do
to
my
do.
best.
I would love that. I would love that for sure. Now, last of all is the rapid fire. Sorry, not rapid on fire,
Okay.
but rapid fire. So what it is different than this or that. First thing that comes to
Okay.
your mind, Lauren, you just shout it out with great.
Okay. Okay.
Here we go. Pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes.
Juice or soda?
Juice.
Chicken or ribs?
Ooh. Chicken.
Okay. Favorite color?
Green.
Ooh, that's my color too. Hey, I like it.
Good color.
Favorite Netflix show or television show on TV?
I don't know if this is Yellowstone was like one of my favorites recently, so I'll go with Yellowstone.
Okay, that's not a bad show. All right, here we go. Favorite board game?
Ooh, we play a lot of Life right now because my youngest son likes
I
Life.
love it.
So that's the board game right
I
now.
love it. I'm a sorry person for sure. I love sorry.
Oh, we play Sorry too, definitely. That in Trouble. That's
Oh
another fun
yes,
one
yes, indeed.
with the
Okay.
bubble.
Favorite
Yeah.
card game?
Favorite card game? Ooh, blackjack. Let's go with blackjack.
Okay, now I'm pretty wicked in that, girl. Pretty wicked in blackjack.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Okay.
I've won some money and I've lost some money with
Okay.
blackjack. So I've got a little bit of
I like
both
it.
in Vegas casinos. It can go both
I
ways.
love it. I love it. Okay. Favorite alcoholic drink?
Out on the golf course, a transfusion. At home at night, once or twice a week, glass of red wine before bed. Can't hurt that. That's good stuff.
Okay, girl, you fancy with that transfusion now. Okay. I like that. Okay.
They're good. They're
They
good.
are
Can't knock
good. They
them.
are good. Okay. I love that. If you had a choice to listen to 3 songs or 3 artists on repeat and never get tired of them, who would it be? 3 songs or 3 artists?
3 songs or 3 artists. I mean, it would have to be 3 artists. I would say just because then they would have multiple songs.
Yeah.
So then at least I'm at least like stuck with their Rolodex of songs.
Okay. Who would the 3 artists be?
Well, I don't know. Now we've been talking about Drake, so he would be like, and since I'm a musical nut, he would probably be my, uh, yeah, he would probably be my R&B person
Okay.
because I like a lot of his songs.
Okay.
Um, hmm. I love Faith Hill.
Okay.
I've been to her concert. I think she's why I kind of started liking country music way back in the day when I was
For
younger.
sure.
And then Foo Fighters.
Okay.
Love Foo
Oh
Fighters.
yeah, the best
Always
of
have.
you. Who does not like the
Oh,
Foo Fighters?
so
They're
good.
very
Yeah,
good.
just
I
amazing.
love that. Now, if you had a choice to bring 3 more people with you on vacation, so a total of 4, who would you choose to bring and where would you go? Now, Lauren, before you answer, you could choose family, friends, or celebrities.
I mean, I would bring my family. You said 3. I've got 2 boys and a husband, and so
I love it.
I don't know. It's really hard to beat a family
For
vacation.
sure. Now, where would you go?
Well, we oh geez. I mean, we like going on tropical vacations. We've learned that's like definitely our deal.
Mhm.
So I don't know, Hawaii. Let's go to Hawaii.
Yeah,
They've been bugging me to go to Hawaii, so and I keep telling them, eventually we'll get there. And so there we go. Taking the family to
I
Hawaii.
love that. I love that. Now, favorite sandwich?
Ooh, a club sandwich, let's say after 18 holes, little ketchup on the side, some chips I can shove in the sandwich, and that's all good. With an Arnold Palmer,
Ooh,
little tea and lemonade
that,
going
that sounds
on.
like a perfect meal,
After
girl.
a round, I don't know if there's any better
It
meal.
ain't. We're gonna leave it at that. It ain't. They better not even argue that. Okay, I like that. Favorite male golfer?
Oh, favorite male golfer. I mean, I've worked with Rory McIlroy pretty closely on a lot of projects too.
Okay.
I loved watching him win the Masters in 2025. I cried when it happened. I was on an airplane, flying back from an event, and I bawled my eyes out like a baby on the plane. And then he did it again this year, and that was just insanity to me. I think he's battled a lot through some challenges in recent years, and I think he's trying to make the best decision he can as an athlete and as a dad, and just as someone who's a respected voice in the sport. So it's really hard for me to go against Rory McIlroy. He's been wonderful to us and our camera crews. I've never seen him treat anyone with disrespect when we're out on production shoots or anything. So I would say Rory.
I love that. Favorite female golfer?
Ooh, Nelly Corda. I mean, she's world number one, so it's pretty hard to go against that right now. But I absolutely love her swing. She makes it look easy. She had a big attitude change. I guess she didn't seem like she was battling any issues in her golf game, at
Mhm.
least. But when she won a major at Riviera earlier this year, she said it was just kind of a mental thing and just being thankful and happy out there on the golf course. And I think that's exactly what led to the win. So she's fun to watch.
Absolutely. No question about that. If you had a choice to choose a sport to cover
Hmm.
outside of golf full time, what sport would you choose and what job in that sport would you do?
Oh man. I would probably, well, something that kind of checks all the box. Maybe something indoors because I've been rained on and sweaty on golf courses 9 million times. So, basketball, sideline reporting, getting in the huddle, talking to the coaches before they go back into the locker room. I mean, basketball is a lot of fun to cover. So I would say probably basketball.
Love it. Now, obviously, we have the Ryder Cup and we have President's Cup, which is kind of like, golf's biggest event almost, like when the
Yeah.
teams come
Team
together,
sports.
right?
Yeah.
So, what sport, as far as a big event team sport of these five, would you do? Super Bowl,
Okay.
NBA Finals, World
Hmm.
Series, Stanley Cup Finals, or would you do a NCAA tournament like Final Four?
Oh, NCAA is so good. So I love the college athletes. They're not doing it for the money, for the most part these
Yeah,
days. A lot of stuff has changed recently,
yeah,
but just to kind of get that kind of excitement when they're not professionals yet. Oh gosh, it would definitely be the NCAA finals. That would be huge. That's just passion like out the wazoo. That'd be insane. Their families are all around, it's huge team wins before they like dive into their own
I
careers.
love it. Last two of the
Yeah.
rapid fire. Give
Okay.
me a top four of things to do in Orlando, Florida.
Okay. In Orlando, Florida. I mean, obviously, if you've never been out to the parks and all the stuff, Disney's pretty fun. You got to do that.
Yep.
I would also say going to the beach. And I would say skip Daytona and skip Cocoa. Go to either New Smyrna or like Melbourne Beach is amazing. Clearwater's awesome. Sarasota's awesome.
Okay.
Sarasota Beach. Let's tell people that because that's like super enjoyable and
I
great.
love it.
But Clearwater, St. Pete, that's also a good time. Um, let's see. But in Orlando specifically. Oh, gosh, this is tricky. And then, locking around at like Bay Hill Club and Lodge. Go where
Mm.
Arnold Palmer, um, you know, where he called home for so long. There's so much memorabilia around that place. I would say you need to lock in around at Bay Hill for sure.
Okay, I like that. Now, I like the Sarasota. I've never been to Disney World. I've only been to Disneyland.
Okay. Yep.
Growing up in Cali, it's in Anaheim, so yeah, we used to
Yep.
go there all the time. But yeah, never been to Disney World. So obviously, as a adult, it'll be a different experience. But man, I still would
Yeah.
like to go there for sure. Last,
And Universal's fun too. You got all the little Harry Potter
ooh,
fans and they love that. And so Harry Potter Land's pretty interesting also.
absolutely, no question. Now, last of this one, describe yourself in 3 words, Lauren. What is 3 words that describe up Lauren?
I would say optimistic. I'm definitely a glass half full kind of person.
Okay,
always trying to see the good in people too. So optimistic, faithful. My faith drives so much of who I am, and I am certainly not perfect, but it just gives you so much grounding and something to come back to.
Amen.
And then let's see. Hmm. And what would the third word be to describe me? Um,
Mm.
oh my gosh, this is harder than I thought it would
Right,
be. Why is
right.
this hard? Let's see. And then this sounds weird, but thoughtful, but
Okay.
not really in the way like I need time sometimes by myself to just think through things
Right.
and to just get my head around who I am and what I'm doing, and a little bit of quiet time where I can kind of think things through is huge for me. I'm outgoing, but I also need like a little bit of me time to recharge my batteries and just think about stuff. So thoughtful, but in a different way.
I like that.
Although I hope I'm thoughtful the other way too.
Yeah,
Just
no,
saying.
I would have said charismatic for a word
Oh,
too.
thank you.
No question about that. And this conversation has been one of the best podcast episodes that I've ever done. There's no question about that. And just learn about your
So glad.
background of where you came from in Florida. Learn about your background going to UCF, graduating from there, still going back there as an alumni, taking your kids to games, being able to do work as an anchor, but also be able to do work at the Golf Channel for 12 years, pivot, and then now doing work with Basant Media. I just think you're absolutely incredible. No question
Thank you,
about that.
Chris.
But I also think a lot of people think that too. You're welcome. A lot of people think that of you. And the reason being is the hard work that you put in and just the passion that shows through camera, right? Through camera and through videos, but also just how you talk about it. Man,
Thank
I
you.
think you're very knowledgeable. And it's just such a pleasure to talk to people like that because you just never know, what's going on in people's lives unless you do
Yeah.
talk to them. And I'm so happy you said yes because I listen. As many yeses as I've gotten probably 5 times worth as many no's for people to come on here. So I'm absolutely blessed that you did this, Lauren. Thank you so much for hopping on my podcast and rocking with me for this Saturday morning/afternoon. And my final question to you is there anything else you would like to add about yourself, golf, the job, the industry, anything at all before we conclude?
No, I think just gonna, if someone's trying to get into it, go out there, be yourself, see what you can offer. Don't just mimic the people that you like and maybe idolize a little bit in that sport. Just go out there and find a way to stand out and do things in your own unique way, and that's the way to be proud of yourself.
I love it. Please give this woman a follow. She's amazing. And you might have a question to ask her that I didn't get to, but please give her a
Hmm.
follow
Yeah.
on her social media sites because she's amazing. So, yes, Lauren, please take care. Enjoy your Saturday. Enjoy your weekend. Obviously, happy Father's Day to your husband and everybody else. So, no doubt about it.
Awesome. Thanks,
No
Chris.
problem.
Bye. Sweet. That was fun.